We celebrate the Triumph of Orthodoxy as the day on which Saint Gregory Palamas achieved victory in his dispute over an important question. Can we know God? What it means to know God. Now, when we talk about knowledge and knowing, we have certain biases connected with this word. Now, we know, and when we say we know, we necessarily mean in many situations that we can explain what we know in words. We can use certain notions, that we have come to a state of knowledge through some kind of mental effort, like observation, analysis, reading. That's how we learn that's how we learn at school, that's how we learn at university. Now, and the question that stood at the dispute over knowing God is whether it was possible to know God in this same rational way. Is it possible to know God as if we were reading a book, as if we were trying to single out the most important points? Is it possible to know God logically? Saint Gregory Palamas took the position that knowing God is possible, but you can only know God in a certain way. You need an effort, but this is an effort that is more than an intellectual effort. It's more than an effort of the mind. It's an effort of the soul. It's an effort of the spirit. And it's the personal effort of each and every one of us of living a life in unity of God, in unity with God. Now, his opponent was saying a different thing. We can know God, but our knowledge of God is only with the mind. We cannot say that we know God if we cannot explain what God is. Saint Gregory Palamas took a different view. He said, we know God by knowing and observing and partaking in his energies. The energies are not just the signs, specific behavior signs, or specific character traits that we exhibit as people in our behavior. No. His energies are things that relate to his essence and that are not created. They are uncreated energies. Now, we could explain that if we imagined a plant in the sun. Now, the plant grows basking in the energies of the sun. This energy is the sunlight. The sunlight pertains to the essence of the sun, and it is not and it's an analogy of this uncreated energy. The dispute focused on a specific episode which is described in the Bible, and the episode is the Holy Transfiguration. Now, we remember what the Holy Transfiguration was. Christ took a few of his apostles to Mount Tabor, and the apostles saw Christ with light emanating from him. they also saw him talking to the Old Testament prophets. Now, the two opponents had completely different views of this event. Gregory Palamas' opponent was saying, well, those prophets just saw a vision. It was a chance thing. It was like a mirage that you would see in a desert. It's something that they, as specific individuals, could see, but nobody else would in their position. Gregory Palamas was saying, no, this was all real, and if each one of us came to live as the apostles lived, came to arrived at the same level, at the same tier of sainthood as the apostles did, we too would see the light of Jesus Christ. It was a hard and bitter dispute. It took several ecumenical councils to settle it. It took many years, even up to a decade, to decide and to resolve. The stakes were very, very high, and we glorify Saint Gregory Palamas for his great courage. The outcome was not certain, and he actually suffered for his views a lot, and he suffered incarceration and imprisonment for several years because of his position in this dispute. The stakes were very high, personally for Gregory Palamas, but also for the future of Orthodoxy. Gregory Palamas' viewpoint won. And what does it mean for us? It has many quite important implications.